Admittedly, I probably already had a buying problem when it came to gym equipment, but after receiving this Titan Fitness Poseidon barbell, I've got a new one. Let's get into it. What's up guys, Kyle with HypertroFit.com, the best place to design your home gym and develop your training program. I just received my limited edition Poseidon barbell from Titan Fitness this past week and have been putting it through its paces. And I have to say that I am beyond impressed. So if you don't know the origin story of how I came to acquire this bar, I will link some of my previous videos the past couple weeks in the top corner so you can check those out. But suffice it to say that Titan sent me this bar free of charge and I am absolutely blown away by it. So this is a 29 millimeter, 20 kilo bar, power bar. So you have center knurling and medium knurl, although I think it's actually a little bit more aggressive than I was anticipating because it is a mountain knurl, but what makes it on the less aggressive side is the cerakote finish. And speaking of that cerakote finish, this is a custom gold flecked white cerakote finish. And then the sleeves, you'll notice, are this deep blue, and that's embedded into the sleeve itself. I think they call it a PVD coating. I don't actually know what that stands for, but it's a lot different than the other cerakote type barbells that I have here in the gym. And I'll show some pictures of the other ones, but what makes this special is that however they baked this into the creation of the bar, it's far more resistant to scratches and nicks that you would get with a regular cerakote finished bar sleeve. So I don't know exactly how they're doing it. It's not 100% damage proof, but it is really, really nice. So compared to my other cerakote bars where you throw a plate on for the first time and you get a nice long streak cutting out that cerakote finish on the sleeve, these are totally different. I've used them for probably 10 days now pretty consistently, and there are a couple different marks, but those are primarily just because I've been using some less high quality plates. In some instances I should have been a little bit more careful. That's not a fault of Titan at all in this case. I think that the finish on this thing is beautiful. So the things that I was most excited about with this bar is that I actually have been running a Elite FTS Iron Cowboy bar for the last 5 years as my daily driver, which is a 28.5 millimeter bar. It's very much almost identical to your standard 28.5 millimeter Texas power bar. It's got very aggressive mountain knurling, and I've really loved it, but I wanted to get a 29 millimeter bar. So this came in perfectly because that is the exact spec that this is. And when I read that it was a medium knurl on the website, I was a little bit unsure of how I would like that because I tend to like a really aggressive tacky bar. I love the aggressive mountain knurl on the Elite bar, and then I also have some kabuki bars that have a really nice knurl to them. But this actually impressed me because while it's definitely not the most aggressive, the knurl itself has some depth to it. So it's, again, a nice mountain knurl from what I can tell. There might have clipped off the very top. It can be kind of hard to see with the reflection of the paint on it, but the grooves themselves are very deep. So you can get a really nice contact with the bar. And the cerakote finish removes a little bit of the abrasive or aggressiveness that you get with your typical like stainless steel or bare steel bar. So the combination actually is quite pleasant. You've got a really good quality grip to it without being overly aggressive. Again, I like an aggressive bar, but this thing is super cool. And part of what makes this even cooler is the end cap. And I need to grab this other piece to show you, which is the third end cap that shows up in your packaging when you purchase this bar. So you can see both ends actually have this already installed, but then you get a commemorative end cap for the, just like the collector's item that you can hold on to and keep track of. And so part of what makes this a new problem for me is these bars are absolutely gorgeous. This isn't the first limited edition bar that Titan has done. I know they've done a Medusa bar in the past. I don't know if they've done any other than that, but I would imagine this is something they'll continue to do in the future. And I gotta say, I mean, the quality of this bar is incredible and the look is just outstanding. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick this up as well as it does in person, but the blue sleeves are incredible. The white gold fleck cerakote is like really nothing I've ever seen. It's like almost like a holographic card painted across the bar. And then beyond that, the tolerances of this barbell are super impressive. So we have bronze bushings on the inside of the sleeve. They've got a really nice spin to them, and there is no slop here. So like this is making no noise. If you hear anything, that's just the rest of the rack shaking. Whereas compared to my Elite FTS bar, there is all kinds of movement on that thing. So the fact that Titan really went the extra mile to make this not only a beautiful bar, but a very high quality bar speaks to just the craftsmanship on display here. And we've obviously got to do the Basement Brandon patented drop test. So we're gonna start with the Elite FTS bar that I've been using. Lots of noise. Definitely a lot of noise, but that was not a surprise to anybody because we already knew that was gonna happen. And now we will try the Poseidon bar. See how this one does. Yeah, night and day. Might not be the American Barbell Chewy bar, but this thing's awesome. I honestly wasn't expecting it to be this good. I've had a few different bars that I've purchased from Titan, none that are traditional power bars, and admittedly none in this price range. So I didn't really have anything to compare it to, but from what I was expecting to what actually showed up to play around with, this has been phenomenal. So I've benched with it now a couple times, done some RDLs, some good mornings, and it's just a phenomenal bar. Will definitely be in my main rotation moving forward. And then my Elite FTS bar will still be used plenty. It'll still be used for my landmine work and my rack pull work. But in terms of my typical bench press, squat, overhead press, row work, this is now my go-to bar. And what makes this even more special is that you actually can't even buy this anymore. They have run out of stock. This is a limited run. So I got one of the last ones, I guess, which is pretty cool. I have a feeling they're gonna come back with more limited runs in the future just because, I mean, this is such a high quality bar. It looks so nice, and no other companies, to my knowledge, are really doing anything like this. It's a unique piece, and I'm very appreciative of Titan of sending this over so that I can keep this in my collection now. So if you guys want to check this out, I will link it on Titan's website. Again, it is out of stock. It was $3.99, just so you know, price point wise, but you're gonna have to look secondhand for this if you want one yourself, and mine is not for sale. And one more thing regarding price, the $3.99, $400 mark of this bar, I don't necessarily think that this is like the go-to price point that you need to pay to get a good quality bar. I think that you could probably get a bar of similar caliber quality in closer to the $300 range. But what obviously separates this is the limited run and the color scheme. It's much more of a collector's item than it is just like your standard bar. I wouldn't typically, like if someone's building a gym, recommend they go get a Poseidon bar or a Medusa bar because it's a collector's item. But you can accomplish the same level of quality typically with a number of other brands. Again, I haven't tried other Titan bars, but if they're honestly making them similar quality to this, then those would be pretty good. Definitely the Rogue bars, Reps bars, Texas Power bars. There's a number of great options in the $300, $350 category. But if you wanted to step up a bit in terms of the look and uniqueness of the bar, then honestly, I think that the $399 price point is perfectly fine for the quality that you're getting from this and the uniqueness. So I did just want to slide that in here too. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will catch up with you in the next video. Until then, talk to you soon.